Hi there, folks, and welcome to the What Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigour, issue number 194. So we'll start off with our health and wellbeing story. To stop the spread of germs and disease, in light of what's happening in the news this week, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has showed us how to wash our hands whilst singing two verses of Happy Birthday. So how many words should you sing altogether while washing your hands? Okay, guys, well, there's only one way to do this. I don't know what additional strategy you used, but just bear with me and I apologise in advance for any offence caused. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear name. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so the words in one verse, I suppose technically I really didn't have to sing it, but oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 16 words in one verse, assuming of course it's not a double barreled name. So the words in two verses would be two lots of 16, which is 32. And of course that's not counting the hip hip hoorays. I wonder if you do that when you're washing your hands. Okay, anyway, on to our technology story. So when I was a lad, it was all about the Super Nintendo, and unbeknown to me that there was actually a rare prototype made where Sony provided CD-ROM support to Super Nintendos, because in the old days we played our computer games with cartridges and you could save on to the cartridge, but this CD-ROM was meant to be the cutting edge technology, and indeed it was, because it never really took off with Nintendo. Sony then created the PlayStation, and then the Super Nintendo basically went out of business. But anyway, how much did this Nintendo PlayStation sell for in pounds and pence? So it was $300, $300,000, and to change foreign currency into pounds, we divide by the exchange rate. So in this case, we'd be dividing by 1.3, and rounding to two decimal places because it's money, that's £230,769.23. But that's not all the buyer had to pay. They also had to pay a 20% buyer's premium. So how many extra dollars did the buyer need to pay? So obviously we've got to work with the 300,000 because it's dollars. It's a 20% premium. So to find 20% we divide by 5, because 20 goes into 100 5 times exactly. So that's going to be an answer of $60,000. Okay, quite an interesting problem next, and quite a tricky one. So a TikTok user recreated Jeff Bezos' net worth in grains of rice to emphasise what an obscene amount of money that it was, all 121 billion of it. But anyway, how many grains of rice did the TikTok user need in total to represent this wealth? So this is going to be quite tricky here, guys. Well, basically we've got the amount of money, first of all, $121 billion. So we need to write that out in full. So billion is 9 zeros, so that's what 121 billion looks like. Now, they were made into bundles to represent $100,000. So essentially we want to figure out how many bundles there were, so how many times 100,000 goes into 121 billion. So basically 100,000 goes into 121 billion, rather shockingly 1,210,000 times. So that's the number of bundles. Each bundle contained 10,000 grains of rice. So we need to multiply the number of bundles by 10,000. That's going to give us a staggeringly big answer. Anyway, it comes to 1.21 times 10 to the power of 10, as it probably would have appeared in your calculators. This is what's called scientific notation, a really efficient way of writing large numbers quite quickly. You can learn about that in fourth level maths on the online platform, of course, but the short way, we're multiplying by 10 times. So basically to multiply by 10, then multiply by 10, then multiply by 10, so on and so forth, all the way up to 10 times, basically means that we're moving up 10 place values. So we can a cruder way of thinking about it, if we're moving everything up 10 place values, there's two digits there, which is going to give us an additional 8 zeros that we would have to put on the end of it. So we're looking for this ridiculously big number here. Now we have to give it in words. Well, 3 zeros is thousand, 6 zeros is million, 9 is billion. So this 12 is going to stand for 12 billion, followed by 100 million. So if you got that, guys, I'm very impressed. Anyway, now, if that wasn't awkward enough, we have to work out the single grain of rice, the weight of a single grain of rice in grams. So if the first number was going to be extremely big, I'm guessing this next number is going to be extremely small. So the total weight of all the rice was 26.3 kilograms. And what we need to do is share this weight equally amongst all of the grains of rice, which we just worked out. Now what this is going to give us is the weight of 1 grain of rice in kilograms. So we now need to change this into grams. There's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. There'll be more grams than kilograms, so we multiply by 1,000. And then this answer comes up in the calculator, 2.2 times 10 to the power of -6 grams. The minus power means it's a really small number, so rather than moving everything up 10 place values, as we saw in the first example, this means we're going to move everything down 6 place values. It did tell us to leave it in scientific notation rounded to 1 decimal place, which we did, but if you're interested, this is 0.00000022 grams. Anyway, on to our last story, the main story of the week. Man manages to eat 32 Big Macs in 38 minutes. So assuming he continued to eat at the same rate, how long would it have taken him to eat 40 Big Macs? So we've got our period of time, our 38 minutes, and we need to find out how long it takes to eat one burger. So 32 burgers in 38 minutes, so the time taken on average for one Big Mac, we divide by 32, and this will give us the time taken for one burger. So if he's eating at the same rate to get 40 Big Macs, we would multiply that by 40, and that comes to 47.5 minutes. Obviously 0.5 is half a minute, which is 30 seconds, so that gives an answer of 47 minutes and 30 seconds. So next we're asked to work out the number of calories in a single Big Mac. So this is the number of calories he consumed, and we're going to share that equally between the number of Big Macs that he ate, which is 32. So 563 kilograms just in a Big Mac burger. So that brings us on to what is the recommended daily calorie intake for a man. So we take the 516 away from the 18,016, and that gives us the weekly intake for a man. So to get the daily intake, we divide that by 7 once we've done the subtraction. So we do the takeaway first, and from our answer we then divide it by 7 to get 2,500 calories. So that's less than 5 Big Macs. Anyway folks, I hope you got okay with those questions, and I hope you enjoyed solving them. And stay tuned for next week's edition, when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.